Hi there everyone, Melanie from JavaStride.com, and I'm back with another Project Life video. This time it's for week 6 and 7, and I'm starting by showing you the card I've chosen and how I'm arranging my pictures. I'm doing a double spread layout, so that's for week 6, this one, and once I've chosen all my cards for this page, I'm going to move them away. Put them away on the side and start with the next one. So the one on the left is design A and the one on the right is design D. And I didn't have that many pictures. I had quite a few pictures, but they're all of the same days. Really, I tend to not take that many pictures. I just forget, I guess. So at this point, I'm considering adding more pictures from the previous week and decided not to. Just keep it separate on. So that's the look of my first page, and I'm going to go ahead and cut and glue my pictures down. Usually I start with my title page, but I wasn't very inspired this week and I didn't have any stickers, so I had to think about it for a little bit. So I decided to just start with the pictures instead, and I'm just trimming them down. For this week I've actually put them in Photoshop and tried a few different layouts and option of size. So that's what you saw when I first got my pictures down. I was just going through my options and having a look at what I could do. I'm mumbling. I printed a few in a small size and also in full size. So I had options. I like to have options, and the pictures I've got left, my duplicates, I can always send them to my parents. They will be very happy to get my duplicates and something for their own albums or walls or whatever they do with the pictures. And I'm just gluing them down, moving pictures from one side to another. And for this card, I wanted to use it in the horizontal setting first, and then the picture was covering too much of the text, and I really wanted to see the "be nice" text on the side, so I turn it around, and it works much better than like that. And I'm moving on to the other page, trimming my pictures. Maybe I should. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing me trimming my pictures. There's not much to it really. Oh yeah, I could say that I'm reframing my pictures. So, sometimes when you take pictures, you get a lot of things that are not really interesting, like the blankets around my son. That was not really, I'm more interested in having more of my son on the picture, so I trimmed that out and reframed the picture. Now with digital, you can just print and reprint and reprint, and it's not very expensive to print pictures. So even if you trim something and you don't like it, you can always go back and print another one. Now I'm trying to decide which side I want to see more of. And that's all I'm going to do for this card with the starbursts and stuff. I'm not adding anything to it. I'm fine with that. And now I'm moving on to my titles. I didn't have any stickers for this week, and I didn't want to go and buy some, so I decided to use those cheap boards later that I picked up very cheaply at my local big box store, and I'm going to cover them with a layer of gesso, and now I let that dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to use some acrylic paint and acrylic ink to color them in. So the paint are just Martha Stewart, and the blue is indigo. And I'm going to paint over my letters. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to have some color on there. And I've used all the E's and all the E's and all the K from this chipboard letter, so I can't reuse them. I might try to pick some up from the store next time if I can find some, because it's a good alternative to Sickers, and it's a lot cheaper. And I didn't have any orange, so I went ahead and picked up some red and um, yellow. I think the red is habanero and yellow is cantaloupe. And I mixed up a kind of coral. It looks very pink on the footage, but it's actually more coral. It's not as orange as I wanted it, but never mind. And I'm going to use my acrylic inks, and this one's got a bit of iridescent to it, and the color is turquoise. And between each layer, of course, let the paint dry. So the letters, before I put the ink on, were very dry. It took maybe 5 to 10 minutes for the paint to dry, not very long at all. Just time to make a cup of tea and check Instagram for 5 minutes, and then I was ready to paint. And now I'm going to go with orange, which is Flame, I think it's called. And the inks are by Daler-Rowney, I think that's the name of the company. I picked them from my local art store. They're not cheap, but I usually get them when they're 4 for 3. And I'm showing you. So this one is a flat color, and the other one's got a bit of iridescence to it. You can see it. Yeah, see, this one is flat, and the other one were a bit shinier. And I'm going to glue that on my card. And first, I'm going to trace a line so that I can line up my letters properly. And I'm going to use my multimedia matte by Ranger. I like this one because it dries clear, so even if it seeps out from under the letters, you won't really see it. And so that's it for this card. And I'm going to let it dry. And then I considered using this piece to decorate one of my title cards, but I decided not to in the end. And I'm making another line. And if you were wondering where this piece I just shown was coming from with the stripes, I advise you to check my previous video. I will put a link in the description box below. Some of the card I've been using for this week I made in my Make It Monday video that I uploaded last Monday. And I'm gluing down my letters. And once it's dried, I'm going to erase my line. Still playing with that, but not gonna work. And I'm back to my first page, trying to decide what my next step is. So on the card you just saw, I put my son's name. It says, "Dear Lucas, keep being awesome, love me." And now I'm trying to decide what I want to do on this title card. I've put the dates, and I'm going to make a little banner with a bit of washi tape. It's one of my favorite washi tape ever. Perfect color for my needs. And I'm looking for embellishments and things I want to use. trying to decide if I want to use those acetate shapes, and I've decided I'm going to keep this squirrel for fall rather than for autumn, rather than the middle of summer. I was gonna use this one, but it's too short, so I'm making another one. And I like the fact that it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because my son is 5, so that's a nice coincidence. I like it. I didn't do much embellishments and journaling on this spread. Um, I didn't have much to say, and yeah, I did. I don't know. Some weeks I'm more chatty than others, I guess. I'm just decorating that with stickers. Those stickers are all from um, my Kikki.K sticker book, and that's an Heidi Swap sticker. And I went ahead and cut some cut parts. They were from Ella Studio. And my brain is trying to decide what I want to do. And at this point, I look at it and I saw that it looked like a pole with some flags. So I went and cut a strip of my paper, of the orange, and made a pole to glue my flags on. And I quite like the look of it. And then I will add a little bit more journaling underneath. And yeah, I'm always making some lines because I can't write straight and I don't like crooked writing. That's just me. And here I was too lazy to go get my paper trimmer, so I traced a line and used my scissors. And I'm making a little banner, another flag, and that's about it for this card. I don't think I will add anything to it. Now moving on to this one. I'm cutting a bit of this paper again and going to use that as a backdrop for my blue skies. That's my son. He had so much fun on this contraption. It's a bunch of elastic cords or ropes or whatever, and they've got a harness, and you're actually jumping off a trampoline. He really had a lot of fun doing that. And here's a sticker that says funny face, which I thought was perfect for this card. And that's it for this page. I'm moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next page, I'm having a look at what I want to do, and I know I want to make a tag and a little bit of journaling to say that how old Leon is that week, like I do every week. And I'm going to make this one into a little banner, I think. Yeah, I think I changed my mind there. And I know I want to make it stand out a little bit, so I'm going to use washi tape to make it look nice. And a little bit of outlining to make it stand out even more. And that's about to be all for this card. No, I'm going to add a few. Yeah, I remember now. I'm trying to think. I'm going to stamp a few today with my Studio Calico roller stamp date thing. And I want to add a few stars. So I've got this corner punch that also cuts stars. So I'm going to use that to cut some stars. And first I'm going to, I was going to say painting, but it's not painting. I'm coloring a piece of paper with the orange I've used throughout this page, and I'm cutting out a few stars. You can remove the corner bit and just cut the stars. And I decide I've got enough with 6 little ones. And I'm going to use my multi-matte medium to glue them down. And then I don't know if I do it next. I'm pretty sure I do it next. I'm going to use my glossy accent to put a little bit of volume and shimmer onto those little stars. Just a little bit. It's not very noticeable, but it's just enough for me to know that it's there. I'm still going through to find stuff I want to add, and I'm going to grab my glossy accent. And my glossy accent always clogs up, so off camera I went and I unclogged it with a pin. I need to be more careful when I store it away. Make sure there's no glue stuck in the tip. And that's it. I'm going to show it to you. You can see it's almost like little enamel stickers thing. Just enough. That's a very bad picture of a Foo Fighters show that I went to in February, and that's what I'm going to write. I've been a fan of Foo Fighters for a long time, and it's the first time ever that I was able to see them live. For some reason, when we were living in London, I never managed to see them. I know they came around just when we were moving, so that there was no money left to go see them. And another time they came was when I was very pregnant, so that was not going to happen. But they came to Christchurch this year, and I was one of the first to buy a ticket. And I had an amazing time. I went with a friend, and we had a very good time. And I'm going to do the last time I used stars, and this time I'm going to use this very cheap heart punch that I got from a dollar shop, and cut a few hearts. It's quite hard to cut. It's not a very good punch, but then I paid $2 for it, so what do you expect, really? But it does the trick just fine. And I'm going to add more colors to my heart by doing the border a bit darker than the center and then blending that out. That's why this layout took me forever. It's because I've added plenty of handmade touches to it, which I like, and don't get me wrong, I like it a lot, but it did take forever to make. Hopefully next week will be a bit more streamlined. And so I'm going to use my multi-matte medium and glue those hearts down. That was my cup of tea you just saw there. Always craft with a cup of tea, always. And I think I'm looking for stuff to add, and then I decide I'm going to leave it like that. Ah, I finally found those. If you've watched my previous video, I think that was the previous one, I couldn't find those, and they were in my box with all my embellishments, but for some reason I couldn't find it last time. Anyway, I found those, and I didn't use them there. That's this fave card, and I know I want to add a little personal touch to it, but I also want to see the fave part, and so I went off camera and I wrote title of my favorite Foo Fighters song. Sorry, I can't speak. And I've added hearts between the titles, and I'm coloring those with a little bit of Copic markers. And I'm just adding that to help the little journaling bit to stand out. They didn't play all my favorite song at the show, but that's fine. They played most of them. Let's not complain. And here I'm doing another journaling spot, and it's ending being quite long. So the picture you see just there is a picture of our heat pump units. I don't know if you guys are familiar with heat pumps, but there's a unit outside that which's got a fan, and we live by the seaside, and so everything rusts very fast. And that's the inside of the heat pump when it finally died back in February. One morning when I turned it on, it was a bit chilly. I turned it on and the fan just fell inside the unit because the stand it was propped on crumpled with rust. So I'm writing the story of that. I'm writing how the drawback of living by the seaside means everything that's got metal in it rusts very fast. But the advantage of where we live right now is that we're renting, so we didn't have to pay for a new heat pump, silver lining and all that. So I'm going to add that to my handmade card, and the same as my previous card I mentioned. This one I made in my previous video, so if you want to see how I made this one, check that video too. And I'm considering using those, but no. And I'm going to add a black arrow. I would have preferred an orange one, but I didn't have any. So I'm going to use a black one, and I'm fine with that because all my writing is in black anyway, so that's cool. And I'm going to make my title card. I really didn't have any idea with what to do with these cards this week. And so I'm going with washi. I'm going to add some more washi. In the end, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. It's not my favorite title card ever, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So more washi, and then I'm going to take new stamps that I got in Carolina. I was going to say California, but no, it's Carolina Moon Project Life kit. I think I'm going to use one of those stamps that says the story. So I'm trying first a different option, and that is definitely not going to work on this one. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking about. And I'm trying to think what I want to do. I'm writing the date first. So this one is for 12th of February until the 18th. And I'm thinking, and I'm going to use this stamp set. Sorry, it's a bit off camera. At this point, I was in a hurry to finish because I wanted to do my voiceover before I had to pick up my son from nursery, and that didn't happen. It took me forever. And then usually I put all my footage into my movie maker, but as I'm filming. But this time I didn't do that, and so when I wanted to do my voiceover, I had to import all the videos, and that took forever. And so that's my cat. I like it. It's okay. It's not the best, but I can live with it. And I'm going to stamp the tab thing or F label or something. And I'm going to put you and me inside and cut that out. I'm not really good at fussy cutting, but this one turned out okay. And I'm going to put that on and picture of me and my son, Mr. Leo. Going to add one of my giant staples. Mostly because I didn't want to go look for my little stapler and staples and stuff. I was in a hurry. It's fine. And I'm about done. I know I need to write my son's age and a little bit about him. I'm making a little label. I've got Photoshop now. We went ahead and we're now subscribing to Photoshop with, with the Creative Cloud. You can pay something like $10 a month, 10 Australian dollars a month, and have Photoshop. So we've done that. I'm thinking of making my own labels to print and cut out next time. So for this one, I just used my Copic marker to make a nice orange border around it, and I really like how it turned out. And I'm trying to decide where I want to put that. I'm going to add a little bit of washi. I find that it helps bringing things together when you add washi tape and stuff and a staple. And now I'm going to give you a quick look at my pages for this week. And that's my title card. Very simple, but I'm fine with it. The background is quite busy, so that was fine. I really like this one. Simple, but worked fine. There's not much to add to my voiceover, is there? I've already said everything I had to say. So that's it for this week. I will be back next week, hopefully on time, with another Project Life video, process video, probably for week 8 and 9, I think. So I'm also back on Friday with my Color Friday video, if you want to check that out. And you should like this video if you like it, subscribe if you want to be notified when I upload my videos, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!